Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Cantina. We're on episode 304. We're going to cover El Super Clásico. We're going to talk about the double jornada that's going on right now. And then we're going to talk about some other stuff. Let's waste no time before I go any further. Let me welcome the cast tonight. Coming in from SoCal, we have Joely. Joely, how we doing?
Doing good, Jaime. It's been a good week for me.
We also have the Cascarita legend with us tonight. How we doing?
Good, man. Good.
Let's go.
Busy, but good.
That's good. Well, want to go straight into it. We had El Super Clásico this weekend. It was pretty uneventful. There was more action going on social media, on IG, on Twitter, than what actually happened in the game. The biggest highlight was Miguel Ponce gouging Martin's eyes and ended up not getting him a red card. And the game ended 0-0. Some pretty good saves by Gudiño. But that was pretty much it. Guys, what'd you think of El Super Clásico?
You know what? I saw that action between Ponce and Henry Martin. And Ponce was trying to shield the ball out to let it go out and, just get a goal kick. And I think Martin kind of lost his cool and just, took a wild swing at the ball and caught Ponce's leg. And then, Ponce turned around and faced him and Martin went after him. So I know Joely's going to mention it, but if there's players deserving of red cards, then definitely, Henry Martin is on that list. That's what I think. Nope.
Yeah,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
I heard
Okay.
Gudiño. Well, Gudiño was trying to hold Henry Martin back. He kind of put him in a chokehold a little bit, and then that's when Ponce decided to go for the eyes.
Might as well.
And
hey man,
go ahead.
If they can do it in basketball and get away with it, like this guy over there at Golden State, what's his name? Always eye gouging LeBron James.
Who, Draymond or something?
Never gets punished for it. Yeah, Draymond Green.
And
and nobody screams match fixing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When that happens, right?
I can't remember the last time somebody did that. I think Jose Mourinho did that to another coach on the sidelines. I think that's the last time.
Villanova. Tito Villanova. There's like a famous meme picture. Rest in peace, Tito. There's a famous picture, a meme picture. There's I don't know who this guy is. Somebody that works at the stadium or something. He's just with a very serious face. The old guy, I don't know if you remember.
Like right in the middle of it.
He's just standing there. Yeah, right in the middle of it, like no reaction. No, just another eye gouging.
Yeah, and Joel, I think you told us as we were getting ready for this podcast that the referees got punished for that game.
Yeah, it was. Here I have it. Let me pull up the info. But yes, FMF castigados. Here is Cesar Ramos, árbitro. Ángel Monroy on bar. León Vicente Barajas. It says A-bar. I don't know if that's assistant bar. They will be, the three of them, they're going to be sanctioned for they felt they did a bad job during the Clásico. The commission, they did an analysis and they said that they pardoned 2 red cards for Chivas.
They missed them. Yeah, they didn't make the
They
goal.
missed them?
They
Do you think
it was the assistant, it was the VAR guys or the central ref or the head referee of the game?
Yeah.
Which ones? The two.
All 3 of them, dude. All 3 of them are getting
the central ref and the assistant and the two
it was
VAR refs.
Cesar Ramos, the central ref. Angel
Yeah, the
Monroy,
central.
the VAR. I guess like the guy that covers VAR. And then Leon Vicente Barajas is like the AVAR, so like the assistant to the. I don't know. I have no idea. I do agree
You know,
though
Jolie,
that it was a
I know where
bad
Jolie's
game.
going with this. You know, Jolie mentioned where he's going with this,
I
but you have to
did.
keep in mind, Jolie, the transfer budget for the team is what right now. You mentioned before that they're broke.
Yeah, but
So
this is not coming from Chivas. I don't
so
think
where
this
would
is Chivas doing.
you think Leaño or somebody affiliated with Leaño
The
is gonna come
Leaños
out?
have a lot of money. They're money people, man.
Oh,
They're
dude, you're
you know. No, but that's how like promoters work. They and I'll just clue in the fellow cantineros. So leading up to the Clásico was this big campaign to fire Bucetich.
Yep.
And
He dropped his mic.
wait, hello?
Yeah.
oh, I think
My
I think he's
my
reaching
thing.
into the bottom
No,
of his bag to bust out all his notes.
no. um, so leading up to the Clásico, there was this big campaign from the media. It was just all this negativity on going on Vucetich. And it's really interesting. I mean, because if you look at his numbers, he was doing a decent job. You know, I know the team wasn't playing good and whatnot, but regardless, he was doing what he could. But it was like very interesting just to see how he was being attacked. I do feel it was a bit overboard. You even had Jose Ramon, you know, writing commentary. Bucetich is not the coach for Chivas. Um, TUDN interviews him, and he does that. You know, he says that whole thing where it's difficult playing with Mexicans, and it gets flipped to can win with Mexicans. They even had Moncho the next day where he's, you know, same TUDN report saying, you know, if you can't win with Mexicans, then don't be in the team. And I mean, to me, that's all like orchestrated, you know. At least that's how it feels like for me. And then you even had Perro Bermudez also to the N on one of the shows saying how they had Matias Almeida already, like just they were just waiting for his contract to expire. And so it was like from different media outlets, even competing media outlets, all of them just attacking Buse. And then he
Hey,
gets sacked. He gets sacked right before.
The
And they
Clásico.
supposedly was he didn't get a good result against Puebla. I mean Pachuca, that he was getting the axe, and they get the win,
hey,
right?
Jolie, I'm gonna
Yeah.
interrupt you for a minute because
All right, real quick, cause
yeah, because you brought up that Vucetich said it's very difficult. Now, for me, as a fan of Chivas, any team, but obviously my team is Chivas. Like I don't want a manager that tells me that gives me the you know the odds. You know, I don't need C3PO and telling me, hey, we got like 1 in a million odds to survive this. I need a Spartan, dude. Somebody that'll take the 300 and go up against the million and be like, hey, we're gonna do this right
hey,
here,
but they
right now.
were doing it, but they are doing it.
Yeah,
What you have is from the fans
but
that want the team
no,
competing for honors. They want the team playing, you know, tiki taka and whatnot. So that's why he's trying to
well,
be realistic about
I'm not
with the
I'm not
way things
addressing that yet. Yeah, I'm addressing his point that he made that is difficult, you know. And I think you know you've analyzed the media before. You know that's a mistake that he made, and
he
that's some
did.
you
Yeah, it's a big
he
mistake.
served he served it on a silver platter, and that was his undoing. And it's probably the only time he's made that. I mean,
It
or
was,
at
and I feel
least
they got, you know, they set him up and he fell for it. I do
now
think, and
he set it up on a silver platter for them. The second point, I think there was definitely uh you could say him and Leaño they were not on the same page because the work Leaño's doing in Fuerzas Básicas it's not being aproveched Vucetich.
Yeah, it's not translating
know?
to the senior team.
Well, I mean, he
And I
debuted
think,
at 7 players. What more do you want him to do?
yeah, but I think it's not enough. I think they have to
Seven
bring
players
in
is
a
not
manager.
enough.
It's not enough to just
Look,
debut him, but it's like the style of play, you know?
it's like Jolie, like you have a system and a process, and you're developing players for a certain style,
Yeah, well,
and
that's the
then and
disconnect. I agree with you, and
yeah,
that's the
and
big
I think
disconnect between the two.
I don't blame Buse. I think he did what he could, and I
Well,
don't think
well,
he's a
see
bad
what.
manager at all.
But here's
And I
the
don't.
thing, though.
I blame
Here's the.
Peláez.
Hey, well, yeah, see, that's where we're headed because
Yeah,
Pelaez is above Leaño in the
yeah,
pecking
and
order. So,
I
so I mean, it's
I
not.
think Buse. I mean, I agree with you in that I didn't mind Buse being there. He's scratching and clawing points. That's fine. I mean, he's there. He's doing. That's what you get with Buse. But
Well, yeah,
Peláez
but
doesn't
see,
have a plan.
just to make the whole point
Yeah,
about not taking advantage, the youth, the senior team is not there to cater to the youth team. The youth team has to be in line with the senior team. So it's
well,
even the thing
that's what I'm
Hans,
telling
even
you.
the things that Hans had, and same thing where they do at Ajax, where the youth teams copy the style of the first team. So once Pelaez came in,
Exactly,
so then the
exactly,
person that
Jolie.
had to adapt is not Buse, it's Leaño.
But that makes no sense. That makes
Yeah,
zero
because
sense
Pelaez
because
is the new dude. He brought in. That's the coach he brought in.
yeah, but he didn't get rid of Leaño, which tells you they want to continue with this process, so they need to get their ducks in a row.
Yeah,
You know,
he's yeah, and that's the one
because
thing where
they could have
he
gotten rid of
see that
Leaño.
is the so now you agree that De La Torre did good when he got rid of dude, I keep forgetting what's that Spanish the former Barca guy. But what's with
Benages, he's back at Barca, dude.
the
You're
nice.
nuts. That's it. No, what I'm
Well, it's
telling
the
you,
same thing
if
that
you want a
happened.
guy
That's
for
why they
youth,
booted him.
yeah, I mean, it's within his power. It's within his power.
Well,
Any
that's
front
and
office
that's
guy
a
is gonna.
big that's a
But
major
hold
thing
on,
to do it by to avoid these
no.
type of
I-
problems.
let me tell you, the Peláez is the shot caller. He can put whatever system he likes.
Yeah.
That's his job, and he's gonna and that's his sword to fall on if he needs to. Now when Nestor got rid of Eniguez, was it the right call?
Yes.
No. Was he within his authority? Was he within his authority as the leader of the club,
You
the
you
president?
just you just showed me why it
No,
was the right call because like you're saying
no.
now
I'm
the
telling
whole
you,
disconnect between Leaño and Buse, what do you think was gonna happen once
yeah.
Nestor
But
came in and he was
but what
setting
what
up
manager
his style?
and then what happened? They brought in Almeida, right? So they should have
No,
kept
no, they didn't. They brought
Benages.
in it was Chepo, and
Yeah, and then they
they
got rid of
brought
Chepo and they
they
brought in
brought back I
Almeida,
think was it Real? Did they bring back Real? I think they brought back Güero Real.
and then they got rid of him and he went to Toluca, and then they put Almeida in charge of everything, including medical reports. But you're rehashing
Oh
the
yeah,
past. My point I tell you is the sporting director, yes, he has the authority to do it. That doesn't mean it's the right call. Just like bringing in Vuse, if you wanted to keep working with Leaño, bringing in a guy like Vuse, that's gonna it's like Leaño's gonna go right every time. This guy's gonna go left and just flip the whole thing on
yeah.
its head. It didn't make sense to have both of them there. He had to
Okay, but
like
the first team is the main team.
we'll give him a do over. We'll give him a do
Yeah,
over,
but
I
see,
guess. I don't think.
Leaño is very connected. He's also his family is even linked to
Akron.
Well, you said they're
the
linked with
Icon.
Akron,
But what's their last names? It's
Akron,
oh man,
the Mex
what's
Lube
their last?
guys.
Well, former Mex Lube, Garza, Martinez Garza, and some of them are like family. They're like I don't know if it's Martinez Leaño or Garza Leaño, but those were the whole former promotora, and now they're Mexgroup, one of the main sponsors, and so they're like connected. So this dude has like deep connections. So he's not a dude that you're just gonna come and boot. So I think that might be an issue somewhere down the line where they gave him the team and he's gonna see what he can. But I just wanna like fill in some of the people don't know about Venegas. Venegas was he's kind of credited with discovering Xavi, but I think he was more of his Uber driver. He would just take him from, but he worked.
He
He worked
they
Venegas.
the players hold him in high regard. Iniesta calls him is basically his second father.
He was
Um,
there. He was there
you could
in
say you
Barca
could
during the golden age of La Masia, where all these good
yeah,
talents came out, and he was part of that. And
and
but
he's back now.
and
The new
me,
president,
but
the
me and
president that
Cascarita here, we've gone back and forth on how good he is because obviously
well,
when he
let me
came to
tell you,
Chivas,
let me why
it
don't you
was
give
like,
the full
whoa,
story?
you just got this
Hold on,
awesome guy from
Give the full
Barca.
story.
I
Give the
am.
full story.
Well, here's the full
Laporta is
story.
Laporta's back at Barca. Laporta is back at Barca as the president. The president that was in charge during those golden years. He's back at Barca fixing the finances. And what did he do? One of the first thing he did was bring this
The
guy
dude
Venegas
volunteered
back in
for
the fold.
free. He was
He
like, just
brought
keep paying me.
Venegas back in. Dude, he's not gonna work for free. Well,
Yes, he
I
is,
gotta see
dude.
that
I'll
article.
tell you
Let me see
why.
your source. Let me see
I,
your source
I
where he's
am the
working for
source.
free.
That's it. It's
Oh,
logic.
dude,
Like,
don't you want my opinion on what the source is? You don't
wait,
want to
no,
hear it.
because you're just not letting me.
Look, dude.
He's
No, dude, you're not telling the full story. He's
no,
back at
You're not.
Barca. He's back at Barca while your boy Real is where? He's back at Barca while your boy Real is where is he?
See what does that have to do with what's going on
Well,
with Venegas?
because that's the main debate there where
He's
you don't tell
you're
the full
just
story
you're just trying to keep me from the checkmate. No,
you put
you're
a
the
Real
one.
you go paga Fantas for Real and put him on a pedestal, you know.
No, see, now you're just taking the argument somewhere else. But just
No,
really quick,
it's the same point.
no,
You're the one that's not giving the full story, dude. Like
you
tell the
just
full
cut a
story where
chunk.
Venegas
You,
is.
you cut a chunk. You just cut a big chunk of that story. So he was there in the golden years, and then
Yeah. And he worked
some.
with what players? What players did he work with?
Wait, but let
Including
me.
Fabregas, Piqué,
Yeah, a
Iniesta,
lot of those guys.
Xavi, Busquets. The list goes on.
Can I read a little article that I found about this guy?
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Wait. Let me just go real quick,
Sure.
and just because I don't want it to, I don't want Jaime to. I mean Juan to say that. I'm altering. So eventually, this dude ends up losing his job because I think they
Oh,
restructured or
here's what
something.
happened.
Wait.
The
Let me
new
finish,
hold
dude.
on.
You could. I could.
The president. No. You can't. So what happened was the president that fucked up the finances. The reason they had to get rid of Messi. Rosell, he cleaned house. Actually, it was Bartomeu, and then it was Rosell. Those guys they cleaned house. They got rid of anybody associated with Cruyff and with Laporte because there's two factions in Barca that are always fighting each other.
All right.
Ones are called they're considered the
And then
economists. That
where did he go?
basically
Where
it's the
where
Cruyff.
does
No,
where does
you need to
this youth
understand.
god,
Hold on,
youth coach god end
Jolie.
up in?
Jolie, you have to understand the dynamics of Barca before you say, "Oh, this guy sucks, this guy shit." So what happens in Barcelona? There's two factions. There's the Cruyff faction that wants to do everything the way he does. There's an anti-Cruyff faction, so the anti-Cruyff faction took over and started kicking out all the people that follow Cruyff. They had him on a pedestal. I think so. When Laporta lost the presidency, he had Cruyff as like honorary. He gave us some honorary title. These guys came in, they took away the title, and I heard that Cruyff like gave back the whatever they had given them, and it's a rift between the Cruyffs and the anti-Cruyff. So you gotta look at any hirings and firings through that lens. But if you follow the story, the anti-Cruyffs that took power, they're the main reason they had bad signings that never worked out,
Wait,
like Coutinho.
I don't know where you're going with
Um,
this, Juan. You're just
well,
pissing all over the
well,
pod now.
no, I'm telling you the decisions they made So
Yeah,
getting
but
rid of,
that's not, not.
yeah, it has everything to do because getting
No,
rid
it
of a guy like
doesn't.
Benages, getting rid
No.
of a guy
Okay,
like
look.
Benages,
Let me.
when
I'll make my
you
point
pile
really
on all
quick.
these Jolie, when
I'm
you
not
pile
gonna
on all
pile
these bad
nothing.
decisions, yeah,
I,
you're saying Benages
look,
is
I'm gonna make it
they
really
fired
quick.
Benages. No, you're saying they got rid of Benages because he's bad, when the reason they
I
got rid of
never
him is
said.
because he's a Cruyff guy, okay?
Okay,
And
this,
they showed, hold on, they showed that through all their decisions running the club, they're not good at running a club. That's why Barca
look.
is broke and
Okay,
had to let Messi
I,
go for free.
I'm not arguing that stuff. My whole point has
Well,
been,
yeah,
if
yeah,
this guy is
but
that good,
you have to
if you
your
have
point
this
lacks
youth coach.
context, Jolie.
Wait, hold on
Yeah,
though,
but
hold on.
it doesn't
But
matter. Your point lacks context.
let's
It
let
lacks
Jaime and
context.
the listeners decide. If this guy's that
Well, I'm
good,
telling you, it
and
lacks
Barca, and
context. Like
he's
you have
three.
to give the context of why he left Barca.
I know, but you gotta let me finish my point.
I linked you an article a few weeks back, and you didn't say shit about it, dude. Like
Wait,
right there, right there, it told you. I told you, hey Jolie, this is why they got rid of Benages at Barca because he was a
okay, but that's
Cruyffista,
never been. I
and the
never
and
discussed why he got released. You're like somewhere
exactly.
else.
So then, yeah, but then how are you gonna say, oh, he sucks? That's why he's not at Barca. Like
No,
that
man,
doesn't
look,
add up. You
I
have
didn't
to add
say
the
he sucks.
context.
I didn't say he sucks.
Let's
What I'm simply
let's see
saying
what
is,
Joel has to say.
yes, this is my point. If this guy's that good, we got all these top world class players praising him, and he's a top, let's say, world class youth coach. As soon as he's free from his contract, don't you think all these big clubs, Manchester United, Man City, Bayern's, or even
Real Madrid.
lower or slightly lower, Atletico, some of these other,
Nah, Real
would be
Madrid does not
lining up
promote
to
their youth.
sign him? Don't you think they would be lining up to sign him? He ends up in Max. All right, cool. A lot of them end up in Max. But after Chivas gets rid of him, he's in the Caribbean playing in like Puerto Rico semi-pro or something.
We don't know
And
the
like
context
that's
of yeah, but you have to
the
know what
context
offers
is
he had, what offers he didn't.
no one was offering him a job, dude.
Dude,
That's the that's the
Barca guys,
context.
all those Barca guys, they go to the Middle East, they get paid. Xavi's over there
Yeah,
getting paid.
and
Like
you
if he,
think when I guess in
I think
Dominican
he didn't want to
Republic
go over
was
there.
getting paid Middle East money?
Nah, I think he's in Dominican Republic and taking a vacation. That's what I think. I mean,
Okay,
why else would you go there? I don't,
let's let
you know.
Jaime read the
So I didn't even know who
article.
this guy was, but I looked up like his time at Chivas and they interviewed him, and he said they asked him what was his first impression of Chivas. He said, first of all, what I found is the level of talent is good. In each of the Chivas youth system, there is at least 2 to 3 kids that could play comfortably in the youth teams of Barcelona or Real Madrid. And after growing and discovering more in other areas, I saw that there are 2 or 3 grades behind Europe in the level of knowledge of or preparation. And then they're like, okay, so what are they behind in? And said one of the things that they don't do or they do very little is interlate physical preparation with football. I've seen a lot of coaches that do physical work that isn't adequate for the age of the kids. And then they ask him, what were you going to do with the structure at Chivas? He said, I was going to do many things and concepts like the clubhouse. It's the worst that I've seen in all the world. A clubhouse without sinks, without showers, without cleaning service.
Damn, what?
He said
Are
the
you sure you
second
was at Chivas?
he said the second
No,
step
no wonder they gave him the boot. No wonder they gave him the boot. He
he
wanted to
said
invest money in the fucking clubhouse,
he said the second
in the
step
club.
was 2 boys were hungry and we put them in a restaurant to eat basic things. The human development department has done nothing. Damn. And
I
then
don't know about that,
they
man.
asked him
That's
what the story behind his
I,
departure was. It says it's very simple. The departure was natural. Although it wasn't my responsibility, the first team was doing very badly. And when when Jorge Vergara spoke with Jose Manuel Chepo, one of his conditions was to put in place his work team. They went back to those who were there before, like Jose Luis Real and Diego Martinez. I found very low quality youth system. That's why it is difficult for them to grow if they don't change the mentality. So yeah, they got rid of him because they wanted to restructure the club, I guess.
yeah, I mean, Vergara brought in Chepo and Nestor, so I mean that it's a natural exit, like he says. I mean that part. pretty self-explanatory. A new coach comes in, takes his, new president comes in, takes in, puts his guys in. That's
All
normal
right,
everywhere.
I'm gonna finish my conspiracy theory really quick after Cascarita, Cascarita took us in this long detour.
You 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 brought it up, dude. I
so
just addressed your points.
so
That's all I did.
so yeah, but then you had Leaño, and then right after they name him interim, you start seeing all these articles coming up, positive ones. Oh, Menotti reached out to congratulate, and Cesar Luis Menotti, the former World Cup, venerated in Mex, and he's giving this guy the thumbs up. That all to me just seems very set up. Like when's the last time you saw something like that, where for an interim coach they're writing like front page, so and so, football icon is giving the interim the thumbs up. It's
It
just it seems, and that he got the Clásico too. I think that was all part of the plan. Get this guy this big game, and if he wins, he's gonna, he's starting off in the right foot. And I do feel that this could be disruptive. I could think it might be a rift between like Leaño and then Pelaez, where it's like usually if you usually what we've seen is someone goes as interim, and then they just if they move up, then they usually after that, once they get replaced, they're usually out of the club. Um,
that didn't
but
happen with Real though, right? Wasn't he an interim
yeah,
for a
it
while
kept
and then
happening.
started?
Well, is probably the most fired guy during the Vergara era. Um,
Yeah, but he
yeah,
was
because
interim and then he ended up back at the club, right? Working in the youth.
they kept, but I mean, they would let go of him first. Same with Hans, they would move him around all the time. Never really
Yeah.
let him stay in one place. So
Joey,
I
did Leano get the same propaganda in the previous time that he was the interim?
no,
You
I,
remember
I don't
No,
not
no one really knew who he
no.
remember he
was, to
beat
be honest.
Juarez. He beat
Yeah,
He
Juarez, and I can't remember what other team he beat.
I
And the
think it
team
was
looked really good
Mazatlan.
back then.
He
Yeah,
got
he
he
just
got back-to-back victories. I will say, like, look, I'm not really impressed with this game. I know that Chivas played better than how they played against Vucetich, but what I don't agree with is I would say the last quarter of the game, he got very, very defensive. The team just tried to, park the bus and hold on to this scoreless draw. And then the big cherry on top was taking out Alexis Vega for Oribe Peralta. I don't know if there's like a clause in his contract where he's required to play X amount of minutes, but I don't know what Peralta's doing on the pitch. That guy deserves to be in the cemetery. He's a muerto, man. He's absolutely
yeah,
worthless.
he
right
missed
in
a
time
sitter,
for
right? He missed
Uh,
a sitter
not
damn.
that
wide
game, but
open.
the other game, or I forget. Was it this game? I forget what game it was, but he just missed so
I
bad.
think he
No, it was against
right
Pachuca.
when I tuned in, I saw him miss a shot. So
Yeah, he's just
maybe
been.
that was a Pachuca game.
It was the Pachuca game. Yeah, he missed really bad. But people are like saying, "Oh yeah, this is what we Chivas lacked, the passion from the coach," and I'm just like rolling my eyes. I'm like, dude, like that can only go so far. Like you need to have a game plan, you need to have tactics, you need to be able to adjust the game, you know, during the game. And I think I saw that with Santiago Solari. He made adjustments, and in the end, it ended up being a scoreless draw. But I just feel like with Chivas, I really hope that they get off the coaching carousel and they bring in somebody like from a new perspective, fresh blood that's not part of that whole recycling gig.
Yeah, and that's what makes it hard. And I don't know why fans are celebrating. I saw the whole celebrating of getting rid of Buse, but it's not that good bringing in a coach like at the middle of the season. You want him to come in at least when the season ends. He has the preseason, and then he has the whole season. But you bring him in there, and then it's like it's usually whatever problems he just inherits them, and he has to work through them, and it's usually it backfires. And we saw it with a lot of guys like Cardoso, Boy, and whatnot. They will come in. Fortunately, the team's not. They're doing quite well. It's not like they're they're in the last places. I think they're in eighth, if I'm not mistaken.
They're in ninth place.
Well,
There is 1, 2,
Oh,
3,
games
4.
being played right now, right?
Yeah,
America, Pachuca, and Puebla, I think.
yeah. Pachuca
it's
versus
doble
America.
jornada this week.
Yeah, it's doble jornada. Pachuca currently is in the 92nd minute against America, tied 1-1. Necaxa actually beats um, Tijuana 3-0. Ciboli's not having a good time out there in Tijuana. Mazatlan beat Juarez 3-1. And Puebla beat Atlas today. So there are double jornadas right now. But as of right now, Chivas are in ninth position, 14 points.
Hey, Jaime, you know Puebla's Jolie's second team, right?
I did not
I
know.
don't have, I don't have second favorite.
That I mean, if he had a team, that would be his second team. He loves it there, dude.
Well, right now, Cruz Azul, Tigres, Chivas, and Mazatlan tied on points with 14. Mazatlan did play a game today, so they do have a game at hand. So, yeah, I mean, to be honest, Chivas are like right there in the middle of the pack, thanks to the repechaje. They're going to play Querétaro tomorrow. We'll see how it goes for them on the road. And then they have Atlas on Saturday. So back-to-back clásicos. Atlas come off of well, they beat León and then they ended up losing against Puebla. But they are currently in fourth position. So it's weird, man. You have like the two teams owned by was it Santos and Atlas are owned by Orlegui, right? Yeah. And you have Atlas doing really, really well right now. So it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, no, I expect that Atlas sooner or later to have a good season, just because Orlegi has proven, that they know what they're doing.
Apart from that, we had some pretty uneventful games. You know, Tigres and Pumas played each other. I wish Chiquis was here. Boy, that was a rough game to watch. Scoreless draw 0-0 against the Felines. And upset over there in Toluca. Atlético San Luis beating them 2-1. And Rayados take care of business against Santos. So some pretty big upsets. And yeah, we have the Clásico Chivas Atlas on Saturday. How do you guys see that game for Chivas?
I think we're going to see more of the same. Chivas has gone, what now, 4 or 5 games without receiving a goal?
They've gone, I think, 3 games without conceding.
Yeah, so they've been, at least that part defensively, they're doing good. I don't see them trying to go all out. Just because how tight the league is, I kept telling people you can't risk that some of that stuff where it's like you're gonna risk playing good and you could lose.
Yeah, they
You could lose.
haven't lost in 5 games.
You're gonna lose by a large margin, which could end up affecting you once you have 3-4 teams that are like, what separates them is like goal differential.
Yeah.
The only thing Atlas seems to have, in recent times they would cave against Chivas. I don't know, man. I don't know if that would happen. They're bound to win one. They're bound to win one sooner or later.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. They do have a young kid named Jonathan Herrera. He's pretty good. They have another guy too. I think his last name is Marquez. He's been playing well. So yeah, Atlas have some young players on their team, looking good. But I'm excited. Those games always bring out the best out of both teams. But we've been so used to Chivas winning those matches. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, and positive Chivas. I think Vega's back, so he should be in better form.
There's bad news though. Conejo Brizuela's out for a month with an injury, so it's unfortunate.
Damn.
Yeah. We also had some pretty exciting player abroad action, Raul Jimenez, almost after a year from his injury, has finally scored, and Wolves ended up winning the match. So really big goal for Raul Jimenez. It seems like he's back. There was one match where he actually, out of frustration, took off his the little headgear, and because he had a cross and he hit it really bad. So I'm sure he like still has to wear it, but I can tell that it's affecting him.
Yeah, no, that goal he scored, man, that was something else.
Oh, I know. He embarrassed
His
the
his his
Saints.
footwork was just wow. Left a dude on the ground.
Yeah, it was a really, really good goal. I mean, he took care of one or two defenders there, maybe three.
And right in time for World Cup qualifying.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna need him, especially we're coming up on the international break. I believe it's next week.
Yeah, man.
Apart from that, both JJ Mack and Hector Herrera started against each other last week, so they got I think like 60 and 80 minutes, and then Edson Alvarez played today for Ajax, and so did Tecatito for Porto. So it's really nice to see players get Champions League minutes. It always gets me excited. Ajax won 2-0, and unfortunately for Porto, they lost 5-1. But Tecatito's playing as a right back for Porto now, so it's not his like winger position that he's used to on the Selección.
Yeah, and not exactly Champions League, but a player that is doing very well. Trophies.
Oh, trophies.
And because we had talked about him before his hot streak started. So I would like to believe he was listening to us and he was like,
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of giving him
these guys
shit.
have a point. So yeah, we were saying how this was like his last chance because no team had picked him up in Mex. No team had made any offers, and it was like no team wants you. You come to MLS, and then you have a poor season. Your stock just dropped, and you're most likely to end up in Liga de Ascenso or some other, or like Marco Fabian charging to do promos. and and so yeah, but he's been on a bender. He's been scoring out, hat tricks and assists, and it's to the point where he could become one of the what is it, most goals per season Mexicans, one of the
First season in the MLS, Carlos Vela holds the record for 14 goals, and he's right there behind him with 11. So he could potentially
and
break.
with 8 games, right?
Yeah, there's
8 games to go.
There's plenty of football left.
Yeah, so I mean, career wise, and I'm not saying because he's tearing it up that he's gonna go back to Mex. You don't know what could happen, but for him, even as a player, I could see him now like his value just gone up, at least in this league where they're gonna want. That's the player that they would want to have, where he would be like the key player, of a team.
Yeah, I mean, so just to recap, against Real Salt Lake, he scored a hat trick. I was there for that match covering it. Then they go on the road against Austin FC, scores 2. And then against LAFC, he scores and gets an assist. So, I mean, he's really on fire right now. I'll be back tomorrow to cover the Seattle game. We'll see if he goes for the encore, but yeah, he's really turning up right now.
Have you been watching his games? Is he playing the 9 or is he playing the 10? Or is he playing on the wing?
He's been playing like basically as the striker.
Okay. So his record is the same as Chicharito's, but I guess he's played more. They got 11 goals apiece right now.
Who has 11?
Chicharito and Chofis.
Do they?
Yeah.
Why is he not on the list? Oh, because it's not his first season. Duh. Last season he scored like 2 goals.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so I was
And
I
then
was
and then
making
Alan
that.
Pulido has 8. So tell me you want Puligol back at Chivas. Well, he was
Mm,
never he doesn't fit the 9 profile. Maybe those trophies.
yeah, Trophy's been playing like, I mean, he starts like on the wing, but yeah, he's been playing. He's been everywhere, man. To be honest.
Oh, so he's not playing strictly. If he's not playing strictly in the 9, then that's really good.
Yeah, he's playing like because against I remember against what game was it? When he came and scored that hat trick. I don't think he started on the wing, but he's kind of just like floating, to be honest. I don't think he has like a set position. I know against
He's playing Jolie's position. You know, Jolie in the Sunday league, he'd be like, "Hey, profe, I play libre." What does that mean? He goes, "I show up where I want, bro."
So no, but look, because Jaime found this. There's this webpage called Famosos.
Oh God.
Oh no.
It's
What is
almost
it?
like OnlyFans.
No, it's like
What?
it's like Cameo. It's like Cameo.
Yeah, I don't know what Cameo is, man. I'm
Oh,
old.
if you go to yeah,
What does
Oh, so yeah. So
what
explain
happened?
it, Jolie. What is it? What is it?
No, I don't know. Jaime needs to explain it.
yeah.
I don't know
So
what that is, man.
what's going on is if Trophies has a bad season, he's gonna end up on Famosos like Marco Fabian, who right now, I don't know if he's still on Juarez, but he is charging people $50 for a cameo appearance. Like you pay him and he'll shout out whatever you type.
Yeah, he'll
Oh,
do a video. He'll do
Pibe,
like a little video
It's a
talking.
video.
hey,
And-
I just went on this page. You got Pibe Valderrama for $100.
I think we're gonna have to get Marco Fabian, and then we're definitely gonna pay, and then have him customize some type of shout out.
Dude, I wonder if we can
That's
get
worth the
Ronaldo or
$50.
Wait, what is this one? Hold on, let me see if you guys can hear it.
You think we
Amigo
can get
Marco
a
Fabián, quiero mandarte un fuerte abrazo, que sonrías mucho, mandarte las mejores vibras. Quiero agradecerte por seguirme, por ser mi fan, por apoyarme en mi carrera. Sé que juegas fútbol, diviértete mucho, es lo más importante, y sueña en grande. Saludos.
That'll be $50.
Hey, wait.
That
Is
sounds
Juan
like it's for
Gabriel
little
Marco
kids, but I
Fabián?
want something like, huh?
Was that Juan Gabriel?
No, that was
No, that's-
Fabian.
Oh, dude, they sound the same. Hey, ask him to
Say-
sing Noah for $50.
There's probably a.
Cuando quieras tú.
He looks like really drunk, man.
He probably is. He needs the $50 to go back to Oxxo and
He's like, I need to go
Oh,
get a
dude.
kawama.
get a.
You can get Jurgen Damm for $17.
He needs the 24 pack. What?
Jurgen Damm, $17 for a shout out from Jurgen Damm.
Oh shit.
He's here too.
Yeah,
He's-
but his
he
is
needs
only
to-
$17.
He needs to finish paying off his Ferrari. He's-
Wow, dude.
Oh,
$17?
so what was the thing with Jurgen Damm that like some like adult actress like went to one of the games and he like didn't even know who she was or something, but he has like a photo with her. Yeah. he was like, oh, I didn't even know who she was, and then yeah, it was pretty interesting.
in right here in where is he at Salt Lake? Where did he go to?
He's at Atlanta.
Atlanta. Oh, and so she went there.
Yeah. She went to like one of the games and like there's like photo of them floating around and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't know who she was either. And then everybody's like, dude, that's like a adult actress.
I don't know. I have
Damn.
to look for that.
You have Rene
somehow that went-
Iguita for $50, man. The guy that did the Scorpion for Colombia as the goalkeeper? No way.
Oh, Rene
that
Higuita's on
dude
here?
probably
Yeah, $50.
that dude's probably doing some major lines.
You have Blas Perez
like-
for $18. He's running a special.
Blas Perez, nah. See, it sounds like OnlyFans.
You think Pescadito Ruiz is on here, Joey?
He's from Guatemala, no?
It's worth looking for him. Yeah.
I can't find him. They don't have him as a country. But they have Mexico. They have Javier Orozco, Wow. I think he's just doing it for free. There's no price tag next to him.
He wants to stay relevant. I want to find Cha Carmona and
Oh,
be like,
wow.
what
Ángel,
happened? Why
An-
did you get banned from Mexican soccer?
who?
I could pay you. Salvador Carmona, remember?
Oh, that'd be
The
good.
Toluca guy, Chivas guy too.
Ángel Saldívar is on there for $20.
Dude, but are
20
those guys are
bucks.
still in Mexico, right?
Oh, Miguel Ponce for 40? Bro.
Hey, how come I'm not getting Saldivar, dude? Am I banned already?
I just filtered by country and I put Mexico.
What kind of videos are you requesting, Jaime? I mean, Juan.
And there's
I'm not even requesting videos, bro. I'm just trying to find these guys.
yeah, that's crazy.
I think they banned me. They must have heard about the jokes I'm making about putazos, and they're like, "Hey,
See, like these guys hurting for money,
damn, dude,
and I tell fans, you want to wonder why the
Oh, there he
Chicharos
is.
and Velas choose MLS.
Ángel Saldívar. $20, dude.
$20
But
bucks.
he's in Mexico, so you figure that's like 500 pesos or something, 400 pesos, you know?
It's like 400 pesos out there. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of worth it.
Dude, I'm
Drinking
pretty
down.
sure he's making like, I don't know, at least like $1,000 a week or something. I mean, probably,
Drinking down for $17 though. That one it doesn't add up.
yeah, he must be. I mean, I'm sure he's getting paid. MLS shows everybody's salary, so I'm gonna see if I can find it.
He got a nice contract. He got
Yeah.
a pretty fat check. He must probably.
While we're on the topic of money, I did read an article 442 involving Fernandinho. He's a Brazilian player for Man City, and I thought there's a couple things from the interview that I thought was pretty interesting. He was talking about how he started out in Atlético Paranaense, a team that obviously we all know very well because they played against Chivas in back-to-back semifinals in the Copa Libertadores, and that was when they were doing really, really well. And he talked about how for them, even though they didn't end up winning the league, they got second place. And for second place, they gave them a bonus of 900 Brazilian rice, which is about 125 pounds. So, I mean, for being the second best team in the league, they got like peanuts. And they were asking him about his transfer to Shakhtar, which is a team in the Ukraine. And he said that, yeah, dude, they pay very well. They were paying us $7,000 for every time they won a match. So I thought that was like a really big eye opener, because you think about the Brazilian and the Argentinian league and how, we claim them as like some of the best, leagues in the Americas, and
Yeah.
they're really not getting paid well.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
No, dude.
the competition and whatnot, it's where they're good, and that's part of it of why they're so competitive, because they're trying to get out of there, man. It's like the Hunger Games.
You know what?
Trying
There's some groups I joined in LinkedIn, and you could go to like Thailand or like Singapore, and be like a professional soccer player and make like what a doctor makes in a year. Like 200K, 300K.
No way.
For a season. Yeah, dude. But I mean, you just gotta travel to these places where you don't know the language, you don't know the food.
Yeah, and it's hella cheap out there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and that's a good part. Be there a few years and come back with a nice chunk of change.
Yeah. Another thing from the interview that, they asked him, like, why do you think so many Brazilians have made a name for themselves in the Ukraine? And he says the financial side is very attractive, not only for the player, but for the club negotiating. They can compete with clubs like Porto by paying all at once, and they can afford higher salaries than Portuguese, Italian, and Spanish clubs. And they're very patient with newcomers. So I was like, man, so he ended up playing alongside Nery Castillo, because I remember Nery Castillo left Olympiacos and he went to Shakhtar, and it was a head scratcher for me because I'm like, who the hell is this team? And they're in the Ukraine and stuff. And till this day, the $20 million fee that they paid Olympiacos has been the highest transfer for a Ukrainian club ever. So that's...
Hey, but they blackballed Nery, right? Then he got in a fight with somebody or an argument, and they started like benching him. Like they literally erased his career for a good few seasons.
No, what happened? I believe one of the stories is that when his parents passed away when he was over there, and I
Yeah,
think they didn't allow him to travel.
to go
But
see them.
yeah, to the funeral or when they were sick. One of those two things happened, and that just pretty much his parents dying. And they both died one after the other. It just really it just got him. It affected him a lot. And then he was married and he had a daughter. But then when he goes to England, he cheats on his wife. I believe he cheats on his wife, but he was with what was this dude? Sven. He was with Sven on the
Sven
limo,
Goran, yeah.
and they took that picture, and he's got those, they got those call girls in there, and that was a big. I think his wife after that just took the daughter and left. So at this point, he's totally alone,
Yeah.
and that was it, man. I don't think he ever recovered, like just mentally. He was able to like just get in the game, and it's sad because that guy was insanely talented.
Yeah. Not only that, but I mean, he didn't make a lot of friends because I remember one of the few matches that he came on, they won a penalty kick and he refused to take the ball to give the ball to the designated penalty kicker. He took it himself and then he missed and then he was immediately subbed off and it's the coach said what Castillo did from a professional point of view, I've never seen anything like it before in my whole life. There will be some measures taken against Castillo, and he pretty much left after that. He was even willing to pay half his transfer just to get out of there. He went to City.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah, Sven Goran Eriksson commented, he was desperate to come to us, desperate to come to England, desperate to come to the Premier League, and I have never seen a player pay for half the transfer deal before. Yeah, that's pretty crazy. But yeah, it's very interesting, like Fernandinho and him talking about the Ukraine and how little they were getting paid in Brazil. And it's pretty eye opening. I mean, Liga MX really is like in a bubble because unlike the rest of the Americas, like they don't have the need to export to make financial gains. They can deal amongst themselves within clubs. They don't have that problem where they have to export.
Yeah, exactly. That's always been a big. Uh, I wouldn't say downfall, but that's for a lot of the players, motivation wise, because they'll get big contracts right away. Sort of trophies was one that, just going back to him, he had just made it to Chivas and already he was making a lot of money, and he hadn't done anything yet. And that leads a lot of times to some of these players like their downfall because all of a sudden it's like they just go crazy with all this money that they have, and you get this false sense of security where you think it's gonna last, or
Hmm.
they don't know how to manage it, where it's like you bought this big ass house, and to maintain it, or there's property tax or whatnot, it's gonna cost you all this money, or they buy all these cars, and those are the things that ends up in the long run ruining them.
Yeah, I know a lot of people
It's like financial.
don't know how to manage their money, and they end up doing
Yeah, it's like
cameos for 50
you could
bucks.
buy a boat. You could buy a boat, but it's not just buying the boat. You're gonna have to pay to dock it. You're gonna have to pay for the maintenance and all that. And if it breaks down, so I mean, maybe by the time you like once it adds up, it's uh, ends up costing you way more than what you paid for.
Yeah.
And
Abs-
that's how I like to remember Neri. I don't know if you guys remember from what was it, the Copa America, I believe 2007. He scored that goal against Brazil.
of course.
I think it's the doble sombrerito.
Hmm.
And then I think they showed him on their time off, and he's driving like one of those speedboats. You
Really?
guys don't remember seeing that?
No.
So that's how I picture him, just driving that boat off into the sunset. he, 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 he does that great game and then he leaves. That's it.
Basically,
He's inviting it.
he has a
We'll see you again sometime.
he has a bait and tackle shop in Greece now. That's what he does for a living.
Yeah, he sells fishing stuff.
Yeah. So pretty historical day for a team from Moldova. Sheriff FC beating Real Madrid. And I think somebody on Twitter was saying that this is the most humiliating defeat in their existence. And then I think you brought up Chivas losing to a team from Trinidad and Tobago, right?
Oh, that was Ron. That was Ron. He was trying to compare it, but no comparison. No comparison there. Because Moldova is like, with all due respect, I don't know if they have. I don't know if they're regarded a country. They were one of those small. I don't know if they were
It
connected
says
to Russia,
they're based
and
in
they were like
Tiraspol, a city located in the unrecognized Transnistria, whatever that means.
parts unknown. So I mean that's the whole difference, or it's I don't think their league is that professional, so all that stuff. But it's just that guy was just taking the piss. But no, it doesn't compare. I mean, Real Madrid, and then they lost at home. They
They
were at
did.
the Santiago Bernabeu. So yeah, for them it is because Real Madrid is one of the best teams in the world, not just in La Liga, but in the whole world. So it's a big. Chivas is rarely the best team in Liga MX. So let alone the world. Yeah, no comparison there.
It's pretty impressive. But man, I remember when they were doing the draw for Champions League, and they were drawing the group with Inter, Real Madrid, and Shakhtar, and so far they've done a great job, man. They've done a great job. I'm rooting for this team. I want them to win the whole thing. It'd be amazing.
Maybe the group. I don't know about the whole cup. I
remember when Atletico, or not Atletico, Ajax, they knocked out everybody. They knocked out Ronaldo's Juventus, and then they end up almost knocking out Spurs. It's like one of the most entertaining matches of the Champions League, and it was so close. They got close. They got close to making the final. They fell a little bit short, but I mean, Sheriff, man, they got perfect record. They got 2 wins, 6 points. They're in top of their group. They still have to play Inter Milan, but still, that's a very inspiring run. We have somebody in the YouTube chat coming in on the 9th hour. He says, Nery Castillo has a bait shop. Call him a masturbator. Thanks. Thanks for that comment. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the action that we've had in the last week. The doble jornada, the Tapatio Clásico coming this Saturday. You got anything else on your mind, Joel, before we wrap up?
Oh, let me think. No, sir. No, I don't.
I'm curious to see how long this will go on as far as Michel Leaño being the intern. I wonder if they allow him to finish off the rest of the season before they announce their new coach.
Yeah, I do think he gets the Atlas Clásico, So I mean, he came in at an opportune time. 2 Clásicos there. I gotta give him credit for just taking, agreeing to take that because it's a gamble. He could have lost really bad, and they would have buried him. That stain would have stayed on him, and then the fans, Mexico fans, especially for against Mexican coaches could be very dismissive. So that's why and when I was saying like earlier before Juan's whole big detour, I, my I'm gonna put my tinfoil sombrero on. I, if there was like uh like like the fix was in, not my thoughts is not from Chivas. It would be from some promoter that wants to put him as coach
Mm.
and then put players and be like, all right, if once you're coach, I'm gonna bring you these players. And that's been the other thing I've been harping on here for the past weeks. How Chivas has not been able to get players. It's been like 3 seasons now. They just can't. It's not that they don't want to; they can't. No one is selling, and there seems to be an embargo there. And so I do feel that's probably something that's they're aiming at. So let's see what happens though, and I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes tomorrow against Querétaro. If I'm not mistaken, they're not in the best shape right now. They're in last place with 6 points. So it's one of those games where even though they're on the road, I mean, Chivas should win the match. And then you go into the Clásico with a little bit less pressure. Atlas are technically in better form right now. They have 19 points, but they did lose yesterday. So I think Chivas have a great opportunity to win these 2 games, and that would put them in an interesting position. Could put them in 20-point land, and that would put them near the top of the table. America has 22 points as of today. They did end up drawing with Pachuca 1-1. So that was the last game of today. Definitely want to thank everyone for listening to us and for Cascarita Legend for hopping on. It's nice to have a different perspective, even though he doesn't let Joel talk. But yeah, I'll leave you guys with this interesting fact. The top goal scorers of each decade since 1940, Hugo Sanchez, 315 in the 80s. He was the top goal scorer in that decade. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's why he's venerated, but more outside of Mexico than inside.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know he was that good. God damn.
Yeah, he still has that record in Real Madrid where he scored, I think it's like 37 or 38 goals a season, but the record is that they were all one-touch goals.
Yeah, that was a legendary season. He won the
Yeah, every single one touch, first touch,
every single goal was a one touch. That's crazy.
and yeah, no one has, not even the 2 goats that were there were able to do that. Um, and so that's like you said, it's crazy and it's very, very impressive. And if when you see people talking, like Spaniards especially, they always, they talk so highly of him. I don't know if you remember one of the last shows he did over there, one of their big talk shows, and they were fanboying for him.
Oh
Like even
yeah.
took shirts to sign and all of that.
That one show, right? That they have in Spain.
Yeah.
Yeah, where like they get hella dramatic. They play like the music and everything, and yeah. Every now and then I'll see clips of that show on Twitter, and like I remember when was it Madrid was like eliminated and by Chelsea, and then Hazard was like celebrating with the Chelsea players. Oh man, they looked like they were gonna like murder that guy, like execute him on TV. They were just so mad at him. So yeah, but I remember when they brought Ugo on and they were praising him hardcore, and that he was he had mentioned that he had a verbal agreement with Barcelona, and then he ended up going to Madrid instead.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was surprising, especially because he started at Atletico.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that rivalry between Atletico and Madrid was so strong that they didn't allow the direct transfer, right? They sold him back to Pumas and then Pumas to Madrid.
Oh, I don't even know.
Yeah, they did.
I don't even know how that worked out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. All right, everybody. I'm going to wrap up episode 304. Thank you guys so much. Make sure to follow us on Twitter at the Cantina MX podcast. We will be on the pitch tomorrow, San Jose versus Seattle. I'll be snapping pics. So if you guys want to check out some nice trophy shots, I'll be uploading them on the Twitter handle and on our website. But thank you guys so much.